IVM.
कृपया ध्यान दीजिए, the language used on the podcast may not be fit for consumption. We warn you, tread carefully. But listen yaar, don't be so conservative. Okay, Mother's Day was yesterday, my sister's birthday as well. Giselle, happy birthday. She listens to the podcast somewhere in Pittsburgh, which is just outside Haryana as far as I know. In the meantime, I have some good news. One is I'm trying to get my mother on this show, which will happen ASAP this week at some point to talk about Mother's Day, late as usual. And secondly, a crow shat on me. Now,
A crow.
a crow. Okay, I'll do the vernacular. The kawa did tatti on me, for those who don't understand. All right, this is in India, I don't know about you guys, but it's said that if a kawa does tatti on you, it brings you a lot of financial good luck. Lakshmi, almost, in the house, so to speak. Also shat on Mary, my dog. So now don't ask me whether this ability to shoot in two ways or whether there was more than one crow, because by the time we looked up, it was too late. The crow had done their business and being sanitation birds, they flew off. But my point is, so stay with us on this space and I'll tell you if any money is coming in the next few days. To prove, because I know Amit hates these superstitions. I think Silvery is out there in the middle somewhere. He'll blow either way with this one. So we'll figure. Let's see how it goes. And if money comes in or if my dog gets a job, then wow, superb. This thing is working. If not, it's another waste of time. By the way, I've cleaned it so we can start the show.
Want to learn something new and have a few minutes to spare? Well, then go for the Traveling Professor's Diary, where I, Siddharth Deshmukh, the Traveling Professor, will help you glean from all the insights that I've gained from wherever I've traveled, learned, taught, and repeated. Join me every Tuesday and Thursday on the IVM Podcast website, app, or wherever you get your podcasts from.
All right, Monday morning, fresh situation for all of us. We're still battling COVID.
Hold on. Let's go back to the crow.
Okay,
Yeah,
go
that
back to
happened
the
today morning.
Yeah. I think that's.
it happened yesterday in the evening. Yeah.
Yes, it
How
happened.
do you know it was a crow and not a pigeon? I mean, like.
No. They were all the pigeon won't be around when crows are dominant. They're very dominant birds. Even the
Okay.
kite flies away. So the one thing is lots of birds have returned to my area. 7-8 trees. The birds
Oh.
have returned because of this lockdown. So Udav is really a fan of the birds. Every time he says lockdown, we get the birds back. So that's the one good thing that's happening. But the whole lot of them, I don't know. It's a murder. They call it a murder. The collective
murder of
murder
crows.
of crows up there. And we were just helpless victims standing down, and they
There
fired
also,
away.
the thing is that the reason I'm asking that, right, is because I remember when I was younger, we used to get into these long discussions because, again, I live in a space where lots of birds are there, right? And these long discussions would occur where you're trying to analyze pigeon shit versus crow shit, essentially. Can you identify from the
I'll tell you.
species?
I can absolutely.
Okay.
A, I had the time because I had very little work all my life. And B, because it's happened to me quite often. I think I'm a target, frankly speaking. Maybe a lot of people get away an entire lifetime. Sylvia, have you been ever shot on by birds?
Yeah.
Oh, you have, okay.
Quite a lot.
But-
I once was shot on by a bat at night.
Oh, COVID, are
Which is
you?
very rare.
Very
I
rare.
imagine.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
No, but like,
You brought it. You brought it many years ago.
I was the first one, yeah. I was patient zero.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was in like, I want to say 12th standard. And at night in Bombay, I got shot on by a bat. And it's like, it's really warm, by the way, just saying. It's warm and
Oh,
gooey.
you were on your skin? It hit your skin?
Yeah, no, it was on my clothes. I was wearing, I wasn't
And
I wasn't
you
like
felt
bare
the heat
in
through the clothes?
compound area.
You felt the heat
Yeah,
through the shirt?
I mean, I could feel the heat through the shirt. Yeah. It was like a thin enough shirt, like probably similar to this. And yeah, it just dripped all over my shoulder and down, and I could feel it.
Wow. Okay, this is weird. Most bird shit is typically greenish in color. Is bat
Yeah.
shit, bat being a mammal, was it brownish? Did it have that brown hue?
It was brownish. It was brownish. It was though
Okay.
very
It was
quite
dark.
liquidy though.
Did
But
you
it's
really
dark.
inspect it at that time?
I mean, I had to touch it. I'm like, what is this? What is happening? It is crazy. I was like, I don't know. I thought someone shot me or something.
Maybe Powai is closer to China, and so there are more bats in that area. Because maybe
So-
Wuhan is closer to Powai, and there's a connection.
I don't know if you remember this, Cyrus, but
Yeah.
Antariksh would now be our second producer to have been shat on by an animal, a mammal.
Really?
Yes.
Who was the first one?
Quickly,
Do you,
quickly,
do you
quickly.
remember Vagish Bhan from 6 years ago?
Vagish, I remember, yeah.
He was shat on by a leopard.
I don't remember the story.
What?
Yes, he was shot on by a leopard once. I'm pretty sure he told the story on Cyrus Says too.
Wow. So Vagesh was shat on by a leopard.
Yeah.
A leopard, one of the great predators of the world, amongst the
Yes.
greatest ever. Instead of eating him, shat on him. You know, they rejected him as a food source and instead looked at him as something that goes out of the stomach rather than in.
Yep.
Oh my God, Vagesh, that's the most insulting story I've ever heard. And not even from humankind, from a leopard. Oof.
He used to live near Arya Milk Colony, right, where leopards
Yeah.
are
Frequent visitors now.
Yeah, and so then he was walking under a tree or something like that, and he got shat on.
Wow. He looked
Yep.
up and there he was.
I think I
So
assume
now, so this whole podcast is about who got the bigger shit, huh? I started with
Yeah.
crow, and when he went to bat, and from bat we gone to leopard. Now we left with elephant tatti. When is that going to happen?
I'm sure
That was-
somebody must have been shat on by
Will never be
elephants.
seen off again. Have you seen how that showers on you becomes a little mountain?
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, so my point is, you guys don't know the superstition when it comes to the birds, well, the crows especially.
Yeah. They say it's good luck, right?
It's good luck and good financial luck. So that's what I'm.
We've already had the bad luck of being shat on by a crow, so you need a little balance,
Amit,
huh?
last year, when we were having those very bad months, I've actually stood outside the tree, waiting. You know, things aren't going your way, you try everything. Didn't get anything then, though. I must tell you. Cool. So that was that. Let's see how it goes. We'll keep everybody in the loop if anything happens.
Yep.
But in the meantime,
Sure.
lots of great stories. I've got two I want to push in also. So let's start, Silvery.
Okay, let's stick to an animal story
Yeah.
since we're already talking about animals. In Chernobyl, this is just a weird start to a story, I know. But 35 years after the Chernobyl disaster in Chernobyl has become this cool biodiversity hotspot where like almost extinct species are like thriving here now, and like species that were not seen for a while, like for years, and suddenly are popping up at this place, and it's very cool. So there's this one species of horse. Like one of the last wild horses that's left. I'll just show you a picture. One of the last wild horses that exist in the world are now showing up at this place. So like the horses look like this. They look a little bit
Muscular.
look like very similar to regular horses. Look more like donkeys actually, I
Okay.
think. Don't they? But
Yeah.
yeah, so
Listen,
they're saying the
our
place
animal
won't be fit
expert
for.
only PhD is the bloody bat shat on him. Before he starts telling us
Yeah.
what the cross species and the hybrids are, and the background, what
Yeah,
trees
yeah.
they are. Please, we'll get shat upon by all the watchers telling us we know nothing.
All right, I have a more important question.
Yeah.
What browser are you using?
Oh, this is Vivaldi. I use a
Okay.
browser called Vivaldi.
It's also from
It's a
Chernobyl.
Chrome-based browser.
Yeah.
Cyrus has no idea what you just
Yeah.
asking. But it's a Google Chrome-based browser,
Oh, no.
and everything works. Like all my Google extensions and all will work with it.
My worry is you've gone from horse to bull.
No, interesting. I have never seen this before. Interesting.
It's pretty cool. So I can
Okay,
like,
just set it up
I have
again. Sorry,
tabs for
you
everything.
want to finish with the browser? But
No,
your
we're,
point,
we're okay. The browser
No,
is
it's
fine.
cool.
See, the point here is that they said, well, not authority, scientists, I suppose, not just in the area, world scientists said that after that disaster, nothing will grow basically. Nothing will be, you can't inhabit the area, right? Isn't that the point?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
For 24,000 years more, humans won't be able to inhabit the
20?
area, is what the Ukraine authorities have said.
24,000?
24,000 years. It's right here. For 24,000 years.
Just give it to Hiranandani. He'll sort it out.
Yeah.
Wow. And so now what's the explanation as to how these animals who were taught to be on their way out were able to come back? And should we send Parsis there?
Nature is healing.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's exactly that.
So we don't know
Nature is
everything about everything. That's the one good point. Even with COVID, because there are always these voices of doom which scare me. Now I read in the morning paper someone saying, not someone, WHO saying that these vaccines may not have the capacity to fight the mutations. You know, they're not 100% sure about that. No, that's a very scary thought.
But
I think
that
all the
is
vaccines.
something that's been known from day one.
I
no?
know, but just to see it,
Oh.
you know, that's what I like. I like the fact that these scientists in Ukraine and worldwide got that wrong, the Chernobyl project.
Ah.
That gives us hope that science is not an exact science, and
Yeah.
that what people are saying may or may not be correct. Both
So
ways.
there are things to be looked at yet, right? I mean, like, do we know if these horses have developed any mutations which are unexpected? I don't know. I haven't read the article, so I don't know the answer to these questions, right? But what is their life expectancy? Why are humans not supposed to live in Chernobyl? It's not because you go there, you die. It's because you go there and you stay there for a long amount of time, you'll get cancer and you'll die fairly quickly. Right? You don't want to like, instead of living for 80 years, you don't want to live for like 40
All the
or
next
45.
generation, as with evolution, evolves some certain genes or DNA which allows them to fight,
That's
have the
possible
capacity
too.
to fight certain, it's just the natural process of how you thrive.
That's possible. That's absolutely possible.
How did we survive Alkeshwar Malabar Hill?
Uh,
We were able to shut our windows, put our ACs on, and cover our ears. I mean, everybody has to find their own way to fight.
that is
But
true.
what I like about this, there's a romance in science also, that science is not science. It's not a 100% accurate thing, no matter what you say. When it comes to COVID, there's hope both ways. I mean, nothing is set in stone. That's what we should understand. Because I think Chernobyl was so bad that everybody thought of it as a wipe it off the map.
Mhm.
Like that area is just something to talk about in past tense. Erstwhile Chernobyl plant in that area. But this, if it's true, is a great thing. That means human capacity and animal capacity, life capacity to survive is much more than we think. Maybe even with this COVID. Am I the only person always trying to find positive endings?
No, absolutely
No, but
not.
this
It
is definitely a positive.
It's definitely a positive, right? I mean, like, it's great if people can see Chernobyl as a good space because, like, one of the biggest problems about what happened in Chernobyl, right, is it basically turned nuclear power into a non-starter in the rest of the world. Like, we're no longer like no
It was a
nuclear power.
big
It
catalyst
was.
to proliferation going down.
Yeah, but nuclear is the way that you get to like basically abundant clean energy, right? I mean, like that's one of the best ways to get there. I mean, like wind farms and all that are nice and all
But
that.
that was a massive argument about what 5-10 years ago across the world
Yeah.
when
No, it still is.
whether you're taking away the good with the bad.
See, it still is, right? I mean, like the thing is that nuclear energy. So I was listening to a podcast by this guy Matthew Ridley. He's written some great
Never
books.
listen to anybody else's podcast outside IBM.
So this guy.
Say by mistake.
Okay, all right, by mistake.
Oh, go on.
But he was making a very interesting point about nuclear power, right? I mean, like he was saying that, like basically since Chernobyl and 3 Mile Island, both of these happened like 70s, 80s types, right? Since then, we've seen very little kind of technological innovation in the nuclear power space, right? But nuclear power is clean, it's abundant, it's like there's zero environmental impact to it, right? It's one of the best things we could do if we could figure it out. And
But there's always a threat when you're playing with nuclear fission, fusion, whatever it is, that you'll also lead to proliferation of arms, negative uses if you want.
so that's
same.
why I think they do like reactors based on I'm not sure if I'm right about this, but I think they do thorium based reactors now rather than uranium based reactors.
I think we are out of our uranium here. We need to
Yeah.
get a nuclear expert.
Yes,
Otherwise,
we do.
we're clutching at straws.
I-
But but the point is correct.
I don't know if you read this.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know if you read this news. This yesterday I read this, but I didn't add it to the list of topics. Some 21 kg of
Of uranium
pure
was
uranium
found.
was confiscated.
by the anti-terror squad in Bombay.
Yeah, by anti-terror squad in Bombay. Yeah.
And who was carrying it during times of COVID? Who was, instead of carrying oxygen cylinders for the people?
So I'll tell you. Apparently, it wasn't someone who was directly linked to any terrorist organization. That's what I read. Apparently, one of the people who was selling this, they were selling it online for like they were hoping to make like a net profit of like 25 crores. But it was apparently
You can't walk around with 21 kgs of uranium like you're walking a Pomeranian. It doesn't make any sense.
yeah, exactly. So apparently the father of one of the people who was selling it a few years back used to work at a place that used to transport waste product from these factories, and some of it used to be nuclear waste. And this person must have like gotten a hold of that nuclear waste and somehow
It's giving
made that
recycling
and
a
used
whole
that
new
into-
feeling. Yeah. Fair
Yeah.
enough. But
Yeah, that's what I read.
you're in the middle of
Yeah.
COVID. I'm scared to go and just get bloody lemon barley from the shop because of this lockdown and all these rules. The
People
guy's
are buying
walking around with 21
uranium.
kgs of uranium. I feel like an idiot, I'm like, I'm scared to take my dog out of the lane. I'm scared to go and won't get medicine for your own mother. And who are these Robin Hoods who are walking around? I mean, I would like to meet these guys. Put them on the show. Say, sir, what were you thinking? What
How
was
do
your
you-
influence?
How did you get it, right? I mean, like 21 kilos of uranium is a lot of uranium. At least I think it's a lot of uranium.
Yeah, we don't
I don't know.
but obviously if he worked in a plant, he had some contacts.
Yeah.
And money must have changed hands. No one's giving you things for free. The point is, how do you sell it? Because it sounds to us, of course, people listening, we have no idea. 21 kgs is a lot or less. It just sounds like a lot.
Uranium is supposed to be a quote unquote heavy metal, right? So I don't know what that means, right? In terms of how much it weighs. What would the
But who would you sell it to? Would you sell it to a corporation? Would you sell it to a country?
You're selling
the
it-
uranium you don't sell to Mr. Sharma opposite. I mean, who do you sell it to?
I can only think of a terrorist, right? I mean, like, what other uses for
Yeah,
uranium
exactly.
is there?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Also, how are you storing this? Like, how do you store? Isn't it supposed to be a radioactive element?
I-
with the
it's
vaccine.
radioactive material.
You just keep it with the vaccines.
keep the vaccine will be fine.
Yeah, I think we're beyond our ability to kind of even make like some sense, sort of sense over here.
But honestly,
true.
guys,
Yeah.
little bit there's a little bit of respect for the guy also, because in this mad, crazy world where we're all so worried about being politically correct, and you worry about what goes out as comedians. Everybody's worried about getting trolled and attacked by administration and people criticizing them for being insensitive. Even we ourselves on the podcast offline worry a little bit, shall we do this topic or not? And then there are those others who are real buccaneers, swashbuckling, the pirates, if you like to call them that.
Yeah.
You're just running around doing their own thing, like, what the hell? There's got to be some respect for the fact that they live in their own bubble, and for. I mean, it didn't occur to him that this is probably the wrong time to be running around. If there ever is a right time, this is really the wrong time.
Oh, yeah.
So
Very true.
somebody in our chat is saying that they were scrap dealers and they received a truck a couple of years ago in which there was
Yeah.
uranium, and that's a
Yeah,
whole
that's
other
what I said, yeah.
different kind of
They
problem, right?
inherited it.
No, they bought a truck. They bought a scrap truck, like without knowing what was in.
No, okay, exactly. No. What I read was the scrap truck was by the father had gotten a scrap truck. The father of
Without
these two
knowing is a
guys.
little odd, guys.
And this-
Without knowing, they just got the truck and inside was uranium.
Yeah, and I mean, if that's the case, isn't that a problem from like our uranium controls in some sense? I mean, like, shouldn't we
Yeah,
have a
like
better?
how we are getting rid
Yeah.
of nuclear waste. Yeah.
But just getting back to the idea of a Nakabandi, let's say he's somewhere outside Prabha Devi, and he's driving his truck happily listening to the latest, Baba Segal song from the 90s, my vintage, I presume. And then suddenly the guy stops him, hey, ikre, kai karto ho?" And then, how do you explain? Because normally what will you be saying? I'm going to buy dawai ke liye ja raha hai, ya doctor ke paas ja raha hai, ya mummy bahut bimar hai, and all this normal bahana. And then this guy comes out and says, देखिए sir, गलती से मैंने एक ट्रक खरीद लिया, उसमें ये यूरेनियम बैठा था, उसमें 21 किलो यूरेनियम. एक काम करता है, आप 1 किलो ले लो घर के लिए.
Yeah.
That would be just a fabulous story.
So I'll tell you one more uranium related story that came up this weekend, which is what are the odds that we're talking about uranium? Sri Lanka, there was a Chinese ship which was supposed to enter a port in Sri Lanka, and apparently the Chinese ship was carrying uranium on it, but they did not disclose to the customs of Sri Lanka on the port that we have uranium. So somehow the Sri Lankan authorities found out that this ship had uranium on it, and they weren't allowed to port. They were like, no, you have to leave. You're not allowed to come. Only you can't be allowed to.
That's
That's odd, huh?
interesting.
Because Sri Lanka's China's
That's
invested a
strange
lot
that
in Sri
China
Lanka.
didn't even allow.
Yeah.
They're building all kinds of things there, roads, bridges, the works. So I would think they sort of have part ownership of the country right now, because a lot of funding is coming from China. So one phone call should have been
yeah,
enough.
this is
No, but that's interesting. So
yeah,
they didn't
but
let them.
you can't.
They didn't let them dock on
It's
it.
radioactive, right? That's the thing. Yeah.
Well, so
They-
everything is radioactive, right? Every element in this world is radioactive, right? The problem is that when you're talking about like uranium and plutonium and those kinds of things, the radioactivity is, I think, much faster. The half-lives are much higher or something like that. Man, I don't know enough about this to talk
We
about
don't know enough, but
intelligently.
also that guy made a call. There has to be one leader in
Yeah.
the Sri Lankan Coast Guard thing or whatever.
Who said, yeah.
You made a call. Now, whether you're big China or big America, or whatever, he made a call that uranium is uranium. I'm not taking a chance. You can't really fault him. Now, with the COVID
Yeah,
situation, everybody is, safety is more important. Nothing is worth even a 5% risk. So,
True.
and Sri Lanka is not the biggest country in the world. I don't want to, pass aspersion. I love the country, lovely place, but you don't want any accident happening when you're a small country. It can really, bring you down.
But you don't want any accident
Yeah,
happening
I
when
know.
you're a large
Okay,
country.
I rephrase that.
Not
I
a
apologize.
uranium-related
My lord,
accident.
I apologize. That was stupid of me. What I was trying to say is that because of their size, to combat it will be even more difficult than,
Yeah.
say, for in India or China.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's leave that, because Sri Lanka is such a beautiful place. I would never say anything bad about it. I have the best memories there. I got a separate room for my wife also for a day. It was just fantastic, really. Because she had to sleep in my mother-in-law who was not feeling well. We had all gone together. So then I got the room to myself. This was my real Sri Lanka holiday. And my first holiday was in MTV.
Okay.
7 days in Sri Lanka. It was just lovely. In the old days before COVID and back in the 90s, Malaika and group, and it was great fun. Yeah. Why are you reminding
Like
me of
a off-site kind of thing.
No. So she was covering. They wanted her to come and cover all this fashion stuff that was going on for some show called MTV Style, or if I remember correctly.
House of Style.
And in MTV, we always have this parasitic thing. If one person is invited, you send 7.
Ah.
So I was sent along with no agenda.
Okay.
With the same Preeta, who was the fashion producer. So I was just shooting nonsense along the way. But I had a great time. I got to shoot with Muralidharan. We got very close to Chandrika, the Prime Minister, but unfortunately, obviously, they wouldn't give us a, what Malaika asking about fashion, or me asking her
Right.
about, where's the best arak available. But it's a lovely country, great sense of hospitality, and you feel very good vibes, just like in Thailand. So these two countries are my standout countries for going and visiting as a visitor. You just feel really welcome, and I never get any negative vibe at all. Never feel like you're out of place. Everybody's always welcoming.
I have not been to either, but I shall go to both after COVID.
You must.
Yeah.
And go as a single male. It's a far better experience from what I gather. Otherwise, what is the difference? You still have to make the bed. You still have to keep everything clean. You have to check where the towel is. Which kind of male checks
there's
where the towel
housekeeping.
is?
In a hotel?
Still-
Yeah, housekeeping.
My
right?
wife doesn't like anything untidy, and I'm by nature, just not a tidy person.
Okay.
Like I told you, I never knew there was a concept of hanging a towel up or down. I just had a bath and threw the towel, and then somebody picked it up and put it back later. Sylvie, don't laugh, because what the hell do you do?
I hang it.
Now you hang
Most
it.
of the times.
I'm sure as a
Sometimes.
youngster you were just throwing it around. It doesn't occur to males sometimes. Yeah, we just take things off. Nobody ever told us you have to put the socks together and all that. Why? Marriage, horrible thing, really. Really, the way they come, it's like suddenly you're taken over by a fascist force, and suddenly the rules. Oh, it's worse than this Maharashtra government for me. Yeah, really. Anyway, why are we digressing? We're talking about
I don't know.
people
We're going
dying
into
and
all kinds
uranium,
of things.
Yep.
and now it's back to my wife and
Yep.
towels. How low can the show go?
Fairly low,
All
apparently.
right, let's get to another story.
I know my mom's not on this episode, but I must tell you, yesterday she was driving me nuts. She kept telling me how many people are wishing her Mother's Day. I told her, you have only 2 kids. What sense does it make if every Tom, Dick, and Harry calls you? I mean, this is just ridiculous.
That's an interesting thing, right? So
Yeah.
I got a little shit from people yesterday about that.
Why?
I'm like, I wish my mom happy Mother's Day.
Yes,
Right? I wished her happy Mother's
correct.
Day.
And that's it.
And I feel like if I wish every person who I know who is a mother happy Mother's Day, then it's Happy Woman's Day, isn't it? Instead,
It's not. It's a personal thing. It's your mother. Why should you be wishing somebody else's mother? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Me and my brother were talking about this, and then he was there was a little this going on, right? Afterwards, it was just like, no, you should wish. I'm like, but really?
Why?
Yeah, I mean, really? I mean, it's gone from a day which used to be between, a day to appreciate your mother, who is extremely
Yeah.
unappreciated, to a day where you're appreciating basically anybody who's dropped a kid.
Okay, so on Valentine's Day, do you
Wish
happy Valentine
every woman
everybody?
No.
Every girl you can find. Here's a card for you, baby. Call me later. Here's a card for you, baby. Yeah, and give one to your mother also
Yeah.
for me in case. What the hell?
No, and, same with Happy Father's Day, right? I mean, Father's Day is
Yeah.
not something which is done for every person
If
who has a
somebody
kid.
calls me up and says Happy Father's Day, I'll abuse their father.
Yeah.
I'll be like, why are you doing this? You're not my kid. Firstly, my son would never say Happy Father's Day. He'd find it uncool. And my daughter will say it in some sort of mischievous way. So, I mean, frankly, it's almost like an insult.
I saw all the groups yesterday, and I was just a little like, why is this happening? And this
Amit,
feels new.
You're singing to the choir. I was fighting with my own mother who's beaming. I'm saying, but who is this guy? Why is it married to you?
Yeah.
You're not his mother. He should be talking to his own mother. So what? They appreciate me. Oh, appreciate you for what? What did you do for them?
Appreciating you for having a kid.
Puneet Panya had a great tweet out
Yeah.
yesterday saying, I'm paraphrasing, but it was essentially, today is the day everyone brings out their mothers for likes.
No, but see,
So that's
that's not.
exactly what it
But
is.
see,
Everyone's
that's
posting.
fine.
That's where
That's
we are
still
running. You're right.
okay. That's still okay because at least it's your own mother.
Own mother. Yeah, that's your choice. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
like
sure.
the thing that is, this feels new to me, where Mother's Day has become something for every person, every woman who's had a kid.
Yeah, and guys, for me, it goes back in the same WhatsApp, everybody in the morning and saying, how are you doing? And all that, when you have no idea or thought. It's like you don't even know that person's mother. You don't know her name properly. You don't know anything. You have no relation. If you really have a relation with someone other than your mother who's been motherly to you, I'll allow that also.
Okay.
Like I grew up, Vikram Tharani's mom is very motherly to me. So, if I was to wish her, maybe I should have, but I didn't. But anyway, I should know more. But I'm saying if there's a connection at least, then, you get that. But sometimes people are just sending to my mom, they're all okay, they know her, but there's no relationship really. It's not a A-level relationship, with due respect. So I don't get the reason.
Why am I wishing my friends happy Mother's Day?
Yes,
I mean, that's nuts, isn't it?
that's really nuts.
No, that's what's happening.
Now, this is political correctness at its best. You won't take a chance. Hello, John, happy Mother's Day. just say
It's insane, right? I mean, like I have a group of school friends, right? I mean, like there's all the Green Lawns batch of 1990, and Happy Mother's Day, Happy Mother's Day. I'm just like, why? I mean, like, what is?
But Amit, they're following the agenda right all year round, not just your WhatsApp group from your school, but every bloody WhatsApp group across this country in middle class India, where they all do this from morning to night. They find the day, chocolate days, everybody goes for chocolate day. Mother's Day, Father's Day, Sister's Day, Dog Day, Cat Day, Light Day, Food Day, it doesn't end. And there's no connection. And why do we have to even communicate? Just save our energy into a nice podcast like this, which I couldn't say it with a straight face. I tried. I feel like I want to be that uranium guy. I want to be his partner. I'm thinking, what's our next scam? Let's just irritate the government. People are dying left, right, and center. We'll go find something to sell which really makes no sense. Yeah. And he goes to the Kirana shop. Oh, sorry. Okay, not to be insensitive, but yeah.
Okay.
But Selvi, you're not saying anything about Mother's Day. I feel that you're on my mother's side.
Well,
and you're
because
one
his
of those-
mother is watching right now, so he don't
Oh,
want to
Yeah,
say
that's what-
anything.
his mother is he has to give her as much love and respect as he
Yeah.
should. I mean, there's no who'll challenge that. But
Correct.
if his friends start wishing his mother, now suppose they came in the house and they said it, okay, because you said it, she's standing in front of you. You go out of your way sending a message with a one line or sending some
No,
sort of
that's your-
picture. I mean, that's too much, yaar.
Dude,
Silvi, did you send to other mothers? And your
No,
mother's
that
watching.
sounds
huh?
wrong.
Yeah.
That sounds wrong.
Your mom's watching. This can go
Yeah.
against you in many ways.
Yeah, it's like cheating on your mother. It's like you shouldn't do that.
Why should you do that? End of the day, when you were sick, when you were, troubled, when you were anxious, whatever, that's
Yeah.
your mother who's done all that.
Yeah,
No, not
auntie,
everybody else's
didn't
mother.
take care of me. Exactly.
Yeah. And don't say wink, wink, why didn't you, auntie? Because that doesn't help.
No, but Cyrus, I'm 47 years old. I know a bunch of mothers who are 22 years old. I'm supposed to wish them Happy Mother's Day. That's just, it's...
So my wife told me the same thing. She said, why didn't you wish me? I said, you're not my mother. Just because our relationship has come down to that, it doesn't mean you are really my mother. You talk nonsense. Why should I wish my wife Happy Mother's Day? How confused am I now? I mean...
I
you're-
agree.
I mean,
How can you talk to a
but you can wish your
22-year-old
wife.
girl
Your wife.
without it being tongue in cheek? How can you tell her
It
Happy
sounds-
Mother's Day
yeah, it
when you
sounds
could have been her
sarcastic.
grandfather? I mean, what the hell?
It's sarcastic. It sounds sarcastic to me. So I mean, like, yeah, I don't know. I just, I was like really taken aback with yesterday's. I know, but it feels more than previously. Maybe I don't know. This feels new, and this feels.
Listen, we all grew up on Amitabh Bachchan films. We all get the mother-son dynamic in India as the greatest, strongest, unconditional. All that is fine. But it's your mother and your son. Amitabh is not running to every other mother in the film. Otherwise the film would never end. It's his mother and his son, and the son relationship. That's the key. That's what my mom wouldn't understand. That she's just, her ego is getting, all stoked by the fact that so many people are remembering. And I'm like, this is what they do. There's no sincerity to all this. It's like the Green Lawns group. They're just going down the scroll and just boom.
Oh yeah, my group is probably a copy paste message which you put into
Of
20
course.
groups, right? It's the same thing. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's Mother's Day. With due respect, it's not Diwali. I mean, it's a huge moment for that personal thing, but it's not a community thing, really.
Agreed.
It's not where we all hold hands and sing mother songs. I mean, if we do, then God help us. Sylvie, is that what happens in your building?
No, I don't. Not really.
Sylvie is very worried because mom is watching. He wants to make sure he doesn't disrespect in any way the holy mom in italics situation.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'll say something right
But your
now,
mom
and then
sounds damn
right
cool.
after it, and then
your
right
mom
after
sounds
it, I'll
damn-
have to.
But
Sorry,
isn't she
please go ahead.
cool? By
She's
now, if
alright.
she's not cool, you would be out of the house.
I mean, she's very cool. My mom is
Then-
awesome.
Then,
What does I say?
और पैसा
okay.
मिलेगा.
Yeah.
Pocket money. Stay at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we take a break?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
I think it's time.
Yeah, it's spot on. And do we have a
Yes, I've sent you already.
which for some? No, bro, I haven't got it.
Yeah, just go open WhatsApp.
Oh, I'm on Maya's. I'm so sorry. I was just scrolling because I always send the Zoom link to her for safety usually
okay.
when it comes. And I was scrolling up and it's about To Kill a Mockingbird. Dad, please help me with. And I was like, he's calling me dad. We just spent 5 minutes
Happy
on mom.
Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
I'm a big believer in doing good and I love it when I get rewarded for doing good. This is true. I really believe in helping people. All my life, if they're old people, I always stop my car and try to avoid them unless they're really slow. But anyway, all we need to do is pay our credit card bills on the Cred app and the rewards, the cashbacks and so much more. It's like being part of an exclusive club. You gotta join, man. I think I've already said too much. Please download Cred. But if they ask you, you didn't hear it from me because it's exclusive. That's the whole point of the gag. Happy Mother's Day. All right. Download Cred. That's our point.
Yes.
And we're back to... what about my Haryana story? You don't want to do my Haryana story?
Yeah,
I'm
let's do
so
the Haryana
proud
story.
of my Haryana story.
Arey, I was
Because in the
just
same
want to get
page... Bro, I read Maharashtra, only 38 welfare health workers, warriors have received their PM8 that they are entitled to. Only 38 out of all the thousands, millions. And then in Haryana, in the same area, 13 inmates. I think you'll set up the story.
So
Bru-
basically, about 450 in criminals, like proper hardened criminals, like who done with murder charges, sadly with rape
Arson,
charges, like
rape, that
really,
kind.
yeah, like bad crimes. Okay, 450 of them tested positive, and they were transferred to something called Reveri prison in Haryana.
Okay.
They were transferred to Reveri prison. From there, 13 of these criminals, after testing positive, escaped, and now are just running around.
So,
this
A,
out
they're
in the world.
murderers, killers,
Yeah.
rapists. B, they're all COVID positive. All right. So I shouldn't laugh. It's not funny. It's
Yeah,
just
it's not funny.
It's just ridiculous. I mean,
crazy.
so you're somewhere in Faridabad, walking your dog or whatever with your mask on, and
Yeah.
then there's this guy, 7-time murderer, who if he breathes on you, kills you, and otherwise kills you in whatever way he chooses.
Gee, it's a movie.
It's a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a movie.
How does this happen?
But
How-
that's a great way to not get caught by cops. Like just say I'm COVID positive. It's like
no,
like
you know
wearing
what I
a vest,
thought.
you know.
You know what I thought. Once they go in that COVID facility center, nobody wants to be close to them. So in a sense, they because of social distance and worry about getting it yourselves. Even the guards maybe backing off a little bit, giving them a little more space. There must be a reason, a logistical reason as to why and how they were able to just get out.
No. So apparently, what I read was the Reveri prison is still under construction, or at least part of it is under construction, and that's where these guys were kept.
So
And
it's an
that's why
open
maybe it was easier because of that. I don't know.
So they were
That's-
in prison or they were in like a COVID center?
in the prison.
In the prison, they have a COVID facility,
Yeah, a
which
facility,
is being
yeah.
made on the spot because COVID hit Haryana just now, and growing very fast in that state, by the way.
Yeah.
And then they just walked out. It's just,
I mean, like, it's
can I make a really bad joke?
these.
They only got 5 prisoners back because of COVID.
Okay.
No, sorry. Back,
Sure.
back to Mother's Day. So this is- Not good.
Have either of you seen The Wire? The show The
I
Wire.
know of the show. Yeah.
Yeah, they do something similar in one of the one of that, right? Where they take one of the guys that they arrest to the hospital and he just walks out. So I'm guessing that this is
But is he a murderer?
it's on The Wire. Everybody on The Wire is a murderer, probably.
Because these are the top citizens of their generation that have run out of the jail. This is not just anybody.
Yeah, no, that's true.
And what is their plan? Because they've got COVID, so they need to be treated. So wherever they go, I'm sure there's a wanted lookout notice immediately.
I mean, but it's
Issue.
possible that they have like less symptoms. They were
But
not.
see, out of 13, at least
that
3, 4
severe,
will. If you just look at it from a point
Yeah.
of view of average,
Yeah.
3,
Yeah,
4
that's
will be in bad shape or will be in bad shape. Now, I read about a couple of people, famous people like the 2 hockey players from the 1980s, M.M. Kaushik and R.P. Singh, were great legends of hockey. And they both tested negative, got out of the hospital, and then died on the same day on the weekend.
What?
These are, from the 1980 gold medal winning Russia Moscow Olympics.
Okay.
I think Mervyn Fernandez, R.P. Singh, M.M. Kaushik, Zafar Iqbal. So whatever, these are all legends for our generation. Amit, you should know these names at least.
Some of them
and-
I do. I
yeah,
do
and-
like 2 of the names that you
So
mentioned.
2 of them died in the same day. I mean, in different parts of, I think one was in Bihar, one was in Delhi, something like that.
Jeez.
But they got out, they got a negative report, they've come home, and then after a few days, they've passed away
But-
because of complication. No, lungs get damaged and all that, no?
Yeah, but still, I
depends
mean,
on-
like,
Yeah.
if you're not positive anymore, hopefully you're on the way to recovery.
Listen, I've got very sad stories. I don't want to get into them.
Yeah.
That young Sakaria, the left armer, young kid, from deep in Gujarat, picked up at Rajasthan Royals, went rushing back to his father for the last 2 weeks, who's been in hospital and didn't make it. So, I mean, really
Yeah.
sad story. And then you've got this Veda Krishnamurthy, who's one of our Indian middle order batswomen, one of the best, and very flamboyant character and interesting, colorful personality. She lost both the mom and the sister, one after another. I mean, that's just,
it's just all over, right? I mean, like, it's. I wonder, like, is there anybody who knows somebody, doesn't know somebody who's passed away at this point in time? There's so many people,
yeah.
right?
No,
It's
there's got
just-
to be at least some degree of separation, but it's there for
Yeah.
sure. It's
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, let's
Yeah.
get back to lighter things. Our podcast is for people to
Oh,
breathe again.
yes.
Silvery, after Haryana, where do we go next?
Slight politics. So the BJP government, the BJP government has been coming under a lot of fire recently because in Delhi, the Central Vista project which was being under construction. It got greenlit, I think, in last year only, in 2020 only, it got greenlit. And so during this time,
But you know who green lights it, huh? They themselves. That's a bit.
Yeah, of
That
course.
green lighting is
Yeah,
a bit of
yeah,
a joke.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not
it's
like
bit of a
somebody
joke.
else is green lighting it. Hello, Mr.
Correct.
Gandhi, will you do it? No, 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 no.
Yeah. So the second wave is going on right now, where just a few miles away from where the Central Vista project is going on, people are dying of lack of oxygen. But the Central Vista project construction has not been halted or anything. It is still going on, full fledged.
Can I pay? Also, I
So
was saying
yeah,
offline also, devil's advocate for a second. The first thing is it comes back to the IPL or anything else. We can't relate everything and say, how do you do this?
Yeah.
Because you can look at it from perspective and say it's insensitive. But how do you, then everything is insensitive. Why am I doing this podcast? Or, why did I take money for Amazon or for a Netflix film
Yeah.
or for our normal show or Amit for his entire IVM? So you got to put it in perspective. It's very easy to color it like that and add the maths
yeah,
and say 1 and 1 is 2 because right there they are dying. Why is the money going there? Now, having said that, when you're the government of India, I think you have to be very careful about how you look. How you look is also, and how you're perceived is very important, especially now with the world looking at us. The whole world, 43 countries have offered aid. Everybody's
yeah.
looking at us. So I don't know, but I'm just a little. Before I hang anybody, I always think, what would you do from putting yourself in their position? Because how do you stop life at the same time, and where do you draw the line? It's a tough one. What do you say, Amit?
I kind of actually, I'm surprised. I thought we'd be somewhat differing in perspective here, but I agree 100%, right? I don't think that, now, optics matter and they should just shelve this shit for a year, just delayed by a year, right? But I'm not also one of those people who is reflexively anti-monument. I'm against excessive monumentization. I'm against too many
Yeah.
statues and stuff like that. But the idea of building, like, where
It
do,
comes to paranoia in socialism also. It comes to the same point,
yeah.
We
No, but
can't.
where do our historical monuments that we go and see today from to kind of, where do they come from? They come from this only, right? Are you telling me that when Taj Mahal was being built by Shah Jahan, there were not millions of people starving in India, given the time that it was, and given where our agricultural system was, and given how the governance of the time was? Are you telling me that there were not millions of people starving in India at that point in time? I don't buy that. You look at any of these kinds of monuments that are being built. Same for any of the, I mean, like
Maybe anywhere in the world.
yeah,
It's not
anywhere in
like
the
there was
world.
prosperity 100% across the board, left, right, and center, north, south, east, west. That doesn't
Exactly.
happen.
But
Exactly.
still, I think to do it during COVID is the problem I think people are having, because
So
people
See,
are.
they also built, they repaired their stuff on 10 Janpath or everything else. If I remember last time round, wasn't there some construction work happening in Lok Sabha or something, which continued when we had the first surge?
yeah, no, and that's see, that's always going to. So I agree with Antrish to the point that you're building new monuments. Don't do it while you're in the middle of a pandemic. That's probably a bad look, right? Having
Yeah,
said that, I don't think that there is anything wrong with the monument itself or earmarking money for a monument, right? See, the Indian government's failures around COVID don't come from a lack of spending. If they needed to cut a $5,000 crore rupee check to get extra vaccines, and those vaccines were available, they would have cut that check. The vaccines are not available, right? It's not a money thing that is the problem here, right? The problem is delivery of aid, delivery of services. Cash is not the issue from the government. From cash is not, they're not running out of cash.
Almost transporting the oxygen is a bigger issue than anything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so saying that don't spend money here and spend it here, the issue is not the money. The issue is the ability to spend it effectively, right? And that
Yeah.
doesn't change.
No, I'm a little worried because there's no end to that. So you'll tell the IPL players give all your money because
Yeah.
the world is suffering. I mean, if Pat Cummins gives his amount, that's his. If Virat Kohli gives 2 crores, that's his thing. How do you say no? You guys are rich, or you're making so much money. It's a circus. You're wearing clothes. You're laughing and hugging and bullshit while people are dying 4 kilometers away in a village just outside the stadium. The Motera, now called Narendra Modi Stadium, is there, and then there's just a rural area outside. So I mean, how to draw the line on all this?
No,
Yeah?
so that pissed me off to no extent, right? When
But
I
that's
would
not the way the
see,
thinking goes. That's
no,
my only worry.
exactly, yeah.
What Silvery says up to that point is fine. It's clear. It sounds a little insensitive. Figure it out. The optics, as you say, bring it down. Fine. But at the end of the day, world life has to go on. Otherwise,
Yeah.
what happens to people like you and me, Amit, and Silvery for that matter?
To
We're
everybody,
all
no?
trying to thrive.
The idea that the how dare the IPL continue, right? I mean, like, while this is going on, I mean, like, people who are just bringing that up. How can you be making so
Yeah,
much money
that's
when
too
people
much.
are dying? That's just like fucking moronic.
Really. Then
I,
you tell Reliance Industries to stop work.
everybody should stop now.
I
Then I mean,
mean,
like, yeah,
tell
just
Mahindras to
let's
stop
all
work. I
sit.
mean, Birlas. You
It's
know,
insane. The idea it's such an economically,
So we
societally
can't keep
ignorant
balancing that. That's a very
position.
perverse way of
Yeah.
thinking. Now you can't keep balancing things out and saying you take from my right hand and give to my left hand. It doesn't work like
No,
that.
and it's not the same thing, right? People were saying that, oh, Indian cricketers do not donate. right?
Which is not true.
No, no, I saw shitloads of people when they were talking about shutting down the IPL. Now, where are the Indian cricketers not donating, not donating? Then Virat did a donation. I saw from like a very prominent social media guy that why do these people have to make their donations public? I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are you supposed to do?
Amit, just like in any collection of people, there's some really nice guys
Yeah.
who don't want to talk about what they do, and they do it. So it's not right for people to point fingers like that. Virat Kohli might have been forced to announce that 2 crores because you're pressurizing him as the face of Indian cricket, but he would have done it anyway. Why does he need to? He doesn't want any glory for it. He wants to do it quietly because he has enough money. He wants to put a little aside. I think that's fair.
Hmm.
The charity.
It's his money. He can do what he wants to, right? Nobody is giving him money
Yeah.
just because Acha Virat, you're a great cricketer. Here, take some money.
Yeah,
That's
that's
not how he's making his money, right? He has to go
yeah.
and he has to get a deal with somebody. He has to provide them
Correct.
value which they are willing to give him money for.
No, and it comes to the same thing. Then if you're asking him to give away, say, 10% of his income, will you give away 10% of your pagar? Whoever that person is who's pointing fingers, he won't do a damn thing. So why does he say because he's rich he should give? It's all bullshit. But there's no end to this thinking.
So I think that's one of the things here, right? That people start thinking of money as unreal when they start seeing numbers like that, right?
Yeah.
And
Jealousy is factored in, of
I don't know
course.
if it's jealousy as much as
It
it
is.
is. It's
It
an
is.
it's an irrelatability. If you are somebody who makes 50 grand a month, right, which is in Indian context not a bad salary, right? I mean, like if you are to put that on the like
Not if you're living in
spectrum,
Malabar Hill.
dude, if you put that
The
on,
rate is 40 grand.
if you were to put that on the spectrum of Indian income levels, right? Somebody making 6 lakh rupees per annum would probably fall within the top 20% of India for sure, maybe even the top 10% of India, right? So if you're looking at it from that perspective, then for that person, somebody who is making 50 crores a year, right? It's inconceivable. You're making 6 lakhs a month. You feel like you're one of the people who has actually kind of made it in India. And you are seeing people who are making essentially hundreds of times, thousands of times the money that you're making. That money doesn't seem real to you.
Yeah. It also they also think of the IPL as some vicious evil cycle when actually it's a professionally run thing where
It
people
is.
if they fail they lose their jobs, they lose a lot of income. There are a lot of coaches who are not repeated, players who are dropped.
It is
It's not
also
simple.
it's also a viciously evil cycle. I mean, like, there are a lot
No,
of
no, and
problems with the way the IPL is constructed.
no. What I mean is that the person who's trying to perform there,
Yeah,
he's got the same kind of pressure that he'll get in a bank or something. There are
yeah.
targets in order to be made. So don't just think that he's there forever.
No, and players
He's
are
got
actually
pressure.
more players. When it comes to players, it's a pure meritocracy.
No, it is. It
Yeah,
is.
but when it comes to players, when it comes to other things, there are lots of other structural issues in the IPL, right? In terms of how teams were decided, in terms of what were
That
done with new
initially,
team
I think
expansions.
it's not that
No,
unclean now.
man, there was some shitty stuff that happened
Back in the day, that's where
back
the
in the
whole
day. But I
apple
mean,
cart.
like that it's all based on that. Now it's the same people. Basically,
Anyway, I think it's low hanging fruit. You just want to target IPL or in the terms of what Silvery is talking about is perhaps more something which I could slightly understand because you're the central government, you're the mother figure in all this. Happy Mother's Day, and so you have to be a little careful.
I
You know,
agree with you,
but
but I
I
would also just say that, I mean, like, there are very, very good reasons to target the IPL around many, many different things. One of them is not that why are you, one of them is
you're
it's
talking
not
about
breads and
corruption and
circuses.
yeah, that's fine, but that's not the reason given by the public who's pointing fingers and saying
Agreed.
it's insensitive. That's a different issue altogether. You're talking about the
Agreed.
underbelly of the beast. Let's investigate, see whether the corruption that's there has been weeded out or not, etc., etc. I think that's a discussion for another day. Right now, we're just trying to figure out exactly what is this sensitivity line that
Yeah,
people talk about. Is that there's a margin that's in people's heads, and then you cross it or don't cross it. So for me, I think that's a lot of bullshit after some time. Really,
agreed.
honestly.
Agreed.
Silvery bhai, what do you think?
I agree. What?
You've lost interest in the podcast again.
No, I agree, man. You're right.
Ever since you thought about
The
that
line
auntie who could have
needs
been
to
a
be
mother
figured
and this and that, and then I think you're fantasizing too much. You better watch it right there. Close camera on you. People can see and hear everything. Be very worried. Shall we go to the lovely story of Floyd Mayweather? Oh,
Okay,
sorry,
yes,
you do
let's
AMAs. No, let's do AMAs. Yeah.
we can quickly go to Floyd
Let's-
Mayweather and then go to AMAs if you want. You
No,
want to
okay,
talk
so-
about it? That's all right.
Yeah, very quickly. I just want to set it up because with all this COVID going on and all, people need distractions. So this is completely all hype, right? Because there's this guy called Logan Paul who's a YouTube sensation of sorts. He's also a fighter, he's more like an amateur fighter who does MMA and this and that. And he's fighting Floyd Mayweather. They've got this circus match that they've arranged largely because they got a lot of eyeballs between them. And Floyd Mayweather, people say, is the greatest boxer of all time, pound for pound, etc., etc. And they're undefeated in his weight. He's a lighter weight, much lighter weight than Logan Paul, who's 6 foot plus, etc. But the point is, and they had a horrible little match, pre-match conference where they almost came to blows. And in fact, he punched Logan Paul's brother, who's also a boxer, and challenged him to also fight. To cut a long story short, the hype now has taken over sport. So now this circus fight between Logan Paul, who doesn't go up the ranks in boxing, who's not, won all the various belts and gone through all the leagues that he has to, suddenly sees himself fighting a legend. And the legend comes out of retirement to fight him purely for money and the publicity they're able to garner. So this is the new world. So what's going to happen? You just have to make enough noise. You're on YouTube, and then you can go right to the top and challenge someone. Because you've got
It's a circus, dude.
Yep.
It's a spectacle, right? I mean, like, that's what this is about, right? I mean, there is no purity of sport involved over here. Not that boxing has been a pure
cleanest
sport
ever.
since Tyson came in, right? Or since Tyson went out, right?
Boxing's always had all people taking,
it's always
throwing
been-
punches. Sonny Liston's Ali's phantom punch to Sonny Liston right in the beginning. There are all kinds of
It's always been
stories.
shady, right? It's
Yeah.
always been shady, but I think that any pretense towards like a move up through the ranks and that's been abandoned since Tyson's gone.
Yeah.
Right now it's spectacle. Who's going to give us the most viewership? Let's make money
They had
based on
this
that.
Klitschko brothers and then Tyson Fury in the heavyweight division, who made a lot of, if you follow the sport, they made a lot of noise and very interesting and proper boxers, all of them. Lots of drama and theatre behind their lives, etc. But now this has completely become a circus because this guy's come from left field. He's got no standing, and frankly speaking, although he's a much bigger guy and may get a lucky punch here or there, but this is the greatest defensive boxer for sure of all time, and a much smaller man. And I honestly think it's a mismatch completely because in skill level is just ridiculously different.
Yeah, wasn't there something like this with Conor McGregor fighting somebody?
Yeah, but
I
Conor
think
McGregor is a MMA and he held his own for a while.
No, he fought. Conor McGregor fought like some basketball player or something like that.
No, he fought Floyd.
Floyd he may have fought. That was a real fight. There are at least two real fighters.
Yeah.
But I think he also fought some basketball player.
I'm not sure about that, but he did fight Floyd in boxing and not in MMA, where he uses his legs and everything else.
You can use.
So it's a little unfair because he can't outbox Floyd as he tried his best, but it's just not going to happen. But again, he's another caliber, one of the best of his generation in the mixed martial arts or whatever. And then you have this guy who's a decent fighter from what Joe Rogan, our guru, says. But I don't know, it's just, you can't, there's another, it's just two leagues, there's like Super League and normal league. Just, it's like, Kunal fighting my wife. I mean, he won't have a chance because he can't even bend to touch his hip with his hand.
So basically, you're saying if I have enough followers, I can also
Yes.
challenge Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
So what will happen is you get
That's
in.
what
Supposing you have but you obviously you won't do it from zero because then no one's going to watch, right? So you're going to have to build some sort of thing that you're a fighter. So you fight in certain leagues and you do whatever and different mixed martial arts or whatever. But then you're going to fight one of the greatest of all time, who although he's past his prime, is just, you can't just wake up and fight him. You've got to work really hard to get to that level, and you have to have that talent. Firstly, do you have that talent? I mean.
Does Floyd have a championship belt right now? Does he have a belt?
No, but he's retired, so he doesn't keep any belt now. He's retired. They came out and fought this guy for a circus match with Conor McGregor. Went back now again, millions of dollars. June 6th, I think, is the date. Chinnapa's birthday. Happy birthday, Nikhil Chinnappa. Either June 1st, 2nd, or 6th. I can't remember. Alzheimer's. So yeah, even I want to watch it though. See, I don't know. I'm feeling really bad. It's like you like Test match cricket, then how do you watch T20? It's like that. It's like, how do you watch this?
It's dude. I mean, like, it's the same as watching like an NBA All-Star Game celebrity show game, right? Like in the All-Star Game, they have the celebrity games before COVID, right?
But
Same
then
as
they
watching
pull
that.
back, no? The basketballers pull back and let the Hollywood actors and all have a little fun.
That is true.
So we don't. I mean, they don't really. But in boxing, a violent sport like that, I mean, I would not want to go up against one of the legends and one of the best defensive boxers. You can't land a punch on him. He's a scientific fighter. He's not a out and out. Let's stand together toe to toe and slug it out. He's not that type of fighter.
Right.
He's known to be a guy who keeps his face pretty, start to finish.
Yeah,
You don't
he's
touch
basically going to. He's going to basically just
He
like, take
outboxes
this
you.
guy
He
apart.
just outboxes you. You don't land a punch. He outboxes you and then he wins. He doesn't knock you out also. He just keeps outboxing you because you cannot touch him.
It's going to be interesting, right?
But
I mean,
Logan Paul wins either way. Don't you understand? He gets all this
of course.
following. if he loses, he's fought the greatest boxer of all time. How can he, a young upstart, have it? But look at his guts. Whatever, his followings will just go up, and he still makes money. And if by some chance he gets a lucky punch because he's a heavy guy and it goes through, he's like 6'2" or something, and this guy's 5'7". So if that happens, then he'll be the greatest man that ever lived. I mean, he now that Bill Gates is getting divorced, that place is open. I can see that. Wow. But when you want to watch it, what does hype do to us? Like page 3. Why do we read that damn crap? It's crap, but we can't stop it.
And so I've never enjoyed boxing. I found it to be like, there's during an entire match, there's like maybe a minute and a half of interesting stuff that occurs over like, the entire hour that it goes on.
No, Amit, you don't understand. It's great fun, bro.
I
Because
know,
they feel each other out. It's not, I understand this, the flurry of punches, especially in the heavyweight division, happens only towards the end or in small bits, and they're hugging most of the time. But no, that's the whole nature of the beast.
So I tried. I mean, like I want to say that I tried to get
You
boxing
just like
shot.
a game with big balls. There's something to it. Your therapist has to explain all this to us.
And I spent significant, like on ESPN, they used to have a lot of boxing when I was in college.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was during the afternoons when you're like, back from class and you don't have anything to do. So I spent a lot of time watching it. I just could never get into it, right? I mean, like for some reason, boxing, MMA, these things just don't interest me. I'm just like,
You don't have enough hate.
yeah, I guess maybe that's the way of looking at it.
Anger. You have to take it out somewhere. So your guy winning makes you feel happy. You beat the other guy whose name you can't pronounce because he's from South America. But what the hell? Beat him anyway.
I like my aggression. I like to take my aggression out when playing video games with people. That's what
You
I want.
watch the gallery when a boxing match or a wrestling match or this kind of crap is happening, even in football and cricket, and the bloodthirstiness of the audience is so much more than the actual warriors. The warriors are just paying their bills doing this. You can see that.
Yeah.
But outside, you can see the guy going mad, the reaction over the top. And if it's in the periphery, I love that. The guy doesn't know who, there's no connection between the fighter and the guy outside, but he's just, he's going berserk.
Yeah, and it's fun to watch. I mean, like for sure, that part is somewhat fun to watch. The sport itself is kind of boring.
Silvery, will you watch it?
I'll definitely watch this match. But maybe the highlights of
To
it,
see what
in
they're
all
doing.
honesty.
They're drawing in an audience who doesn't want to watch boxing also. It's
That's
like how
true. I
cricket
think that's
with the IPL drew people in. But that's huge. So you got the non-boxing supporters watching it for the circus, for the tamasha, for the hype. Man, you can't argue with that.
But also, I think Logan Paul is quite, hated to some extent, right? So I think a lot of people watch it just because they want to see Logan Paul get beat up. So again, Logan Paul knows what he's doing. He knows that people
I thought
watch
the brother
it
is not
to have
liked.
it.
The brother has a more of an attitude.
Who was the guy who
Jake
went to
Paul,
Japan? I think Logan Paul is the guy who
I
went
think
to
they went
Japan.
together. They do a podcast
I could be
together.
wrong.
Which is some play on their name.
Jake Paul.
Yeah, so Jake Paul and Logan Paul. So he's a good guy. Normally, Logan is the better guy, the good guy, and that guy is like the villain.
Okay.
So they portray themselves, I'm sure. It's all like because their podcast is also a play on their name, which I forget now. Paul and Paul. But that sounds more like a caterer from Punjab. But anyway.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. If you're not following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We'd like to thank our sponsors on the network this week, Cred, Siet, TheWholeTruthFoods.com, and PayPal. We really do appreciate the support. On Cyrus Says, we discussed quite a bit about the local assembly elections this month. Vasanti Hariprakash was there to talk about the West Bengal elections, and then we also spoke to Pradeep Gupta, a psephologist and author. He's the chairman and MD of Access My India. Do definitely check that episode out. Great conversation. Tune into This Round Is On Me, where Gauri Devi Dayal caught up on the latest trends in the PR industry with Archana Jain from PR Pundit. On The Habit Coach, Ashton Doctor spoke to Anandita Chatterjee. She's the founder of Travel Chatter. She's been a marketer with some large firms and has traveled to 67 countries so far. It was a RuPaul Drag Race fan club on KBCD where Farhad and Sunetru discussed the show's best moments and talents. Amber Rana was joined by celebrity fitness trainer Shivoham on Know Your Kanun to discuss fitness laws and regulations in India. They talk about the laws and infrastructure that exist to protect gyms, trainers, and also consumers in the fitness industry. And on the note with Maruk Inayat, we had clinical psychologist and friend of the network, Sonali Gupta. She talks about ongoing mental health issues like survivor's guilt, coping with anxiety around the pandemic, and doom scrolling. And with that, let me get you back to your show.
Follow me at Instagram and Twitter on Bored Brocha. I'm so bored, I need your help. I need your love. I need your touch. Okay, just follow me. Chalo, should we get into the AMAs?
Yeah, let's do a few
Yes,
questions.
let's do
Yes.
Yep. All right, AMAs. The first one comes in from Kashan Shetty. This is for Amit. He says, Amit,
When is he coming on?
Soon, man. We'll make it happen. Kashan asked Amit, you're a Green Lawn student too. I was at the Breach Candy branch from 1989 to 1997.
Wait,
Do you
what?
miss snowmans?
Yeah, that's not-
1989
that's not-
to 1997.
No. So he was in
Yeah.
89. He was in
So
Breach,
he was
so you wouldn't
second.
have known him.
Yeah, so I passed out in 1990. When were you there? Antriksh, you were also there, right?
I was there in I don't remember the year right now, early 2000s, because I
Early
was there
2000s. Okay.
from third standard
So-
till sixth standard.
So Kashan and you spent 1 year together. He
Kashan
was in the
was-
first, you were in the 10th. Probably
Kashan-
hung out, probably
Yeah.
had a great time, discussed uranium.
No, so Kashin actually was probably in school with with my niece and nephew. Because I think they were probably around there at the same time, right? 90s.
Find someone 4 or 5 years younger than you, he'll definitely
That's what I'm
have
thinking.
some-
97, he passed out, right? So that
Yeah.
means that somebody who is 7 years younger than me. So somebody who was born in 1981, 82. And my nephews are actually a little younger than that.
You want to Google?
But do you miss
Do you
snowmans?
do you remember
He's
that?
asking.
Oh,
Snowman's
I love
is the best.
snowman.
Do you miss Snowman?
Yeah, I love the
Snowman is
softie.
great. And why should I miss it? It's still
That's
around.
still-
No,
okay,
yeah, he's
still
talking about
functioning?
lockdown, I suppose.
Yeah.
But also, Amit, we don't hang out there like we used to. You know, the Santosh Sagar, the Snowman, the Muchad. Those were hangouts where you stood around and killed time also sometimes.
Yeah.
Or the boys would meet you there. But there were places where you met.
Yeah. So
You know,
for
so
me,
that's gone.
it was PDP, it was Papa's.
Papas. Oh,
yeah.
how can I forget Papas?
And it was probably, I never hung out at Storeman's, every so often at Scandal Point.
Scandal Point with all those bikers and all that. So it was a little far.
Scandal Point was basically where you went and smoked cigarettes in the 10th standard.
Yeah.
So-
And of course, Frankie.
Frankie's, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's why you go there, right?
Oh, when we were free. Chalo, next one, sir.
All right. Sandeep asks, hi Cyrus, love the show. How does it feel to have a Parsi player after 28 odd years in the Indian cricket team?
Wow, wait, we got to discuss that. I forgot. We'll save that for the next time. I made a note. Arzan
Okay,
Agwaswala,
next. Yeah,
from
right.
Umargaon, which is right on the border actually, almost in Maharashtra. We've shot there a couple of times. That's why I remember the location. So we have our first left arm. He's a left arm pacer, 24, 25 years old. He took 5 wickets against Mumbai last year. He's had a good season, Ranji season, whatever the dwarf season that they had. And he was in the Mumbai full squad as a net bowler. But that's a great thing, because from there you get promoted to the main squad once you beat Pollard for pace in the nets, etc. He's supposed to have a very mean bouncer. Good. So this is huge for the Parsi community, and I'm telling everybody, we will use every influence we have. We will pull every person's tie we can to make sure this guy gets into the 11 at some point. He's gone to England. Of course, it's a jumbo squad. Again, he's more like a net bowler. He's not in the main squad. There's like 25 people ahead of him, but he's there. He's there in the mix of our Parsis. It's a great day. If he gets into the team, this whole football love will evaporate. For 2 generations, the football-loving Parsi has taken over my dad's generation of cricket-loving Parsis. We lost. All the bugs became football. EPL became La Liga. They overtook everything. ISL not so much for some reason. I don't know. But definitely the European leagues were huge. So if Arzan makes it into the 11 and starts becoming a name, trust me, cricket will come back. And then from just a band of 30, 40, 50,000, you'll get more cricketers. But it's great news. Honestly, it really made me happy. I was so happy.
Is this
So
guy
we are-
in the IPL?
So in the IPL, he's a net bowler for Mumbai Indians, and that's where he
Okay.
made a name for himself. But he actually did well in the Ranji, where for Gujarat against Mumbai, he got a 5-er. As far as I remember reading that, and I saw the name. They didn't mention Parsi there, but he just sounded Arzan and Nagwaswala just sounded like a Parsi name.
Okay.
Uh,
No, so when you said Mumbai, I thought you meant the Mumbai Ranji team.
So he against the Mumbai Ranji, when he played for Gujarat in the Ranji, he did really well. That's why Mumbai picked him up for the Mumbai Indians. That's where you get high
Okay.
profile. Then you're seen. Then you're a net bowler. You're bowling to Rohit Sharma and Pollard and the Pandya brothers and all that. And then suddenly, you're seen more. They're talking about you, or they'll start promoting you. And so that's how it works now. The IPL is just too huge. You can't. It really makes our Ashwin came out of the IPL, who's our best test bowler. Ironically, but yeah, so this is great. So we'll try and do a little bit more on him. I want to get Zubin on the podcast, who's coaching the Rajasthan Royals, because this will be huge. It's 1975 since the last Parsi played for India, Farooq Engineer, when he retired. 1975, if I remember correctly. So that's 25 and 20, 46 years. 46 years. Zubin made it to like a 15 squad, but never got picked in the 11. But keep in mind, Zubin was against Vinod Kamli, Sachin Tendulkar, Amol Mazumdar, VVS Lakshman, Saurav Ganguly. It was really the golden era of Indian batting. So tough. Anyway, next one.
Okay. Just a reminder to all our listeners who are listening in right now, please like the stream. It really helps with people discovering the video as well.
Yeah.
So that'll really be helpful. Thank you. Getting back to the AMAs, the next one comes in from Pranay Gautam Paida, very interesting question. He says, could Amit and Antariksh please elaborate on the mythical aspects of Cyrus's red t-shirts and khaki shorts? IVM has probably not seen him wearing anything else.
No, he has a white T-shirt.
He has a white t-shirt. And
Okay,
sometimes
so
blue,
can you see this
then
shirt?
blue.
I don't know. Can you see it now?
Yoga dog.
This-
Yeah, it's a downward-facing
yoga. So
dog.
these are all
Dog.
WSD Welfare of Stray Dog shirts that I get free.
Oh, wow.
Okay, now if they give red, is it my fault? I can't do anything about that when it comes free. When you get something free, you can't turn around and say, boss, pila wala de do. It just looks wrong. So that's also half the reason.
But they occasionally give out white T-shirts too.
I don't have a white WSD shirt, but I have a couple of
There-
whites.
it's white with like a blue WST sign on the.
No, they do have, but I
yeah.
haven't. Abode sent 3 or 4. 2 were red and 2 were blue.
Okay.
Okay, one of the blues is just too tight. My nipples show immediately.
Okay.
So then my wife said, try not to wear that. We have 7 women in the house, and each one of them is like shocked and disgusted. No positive feedback from that one. So, and then the dogs will suffer because they'll take it out on the dogs. Yeah. But if you want to comment on the red thing, maybe I do wear more red. I don't know. But it's the same shirt, Amit. The one rugby shirt that I wear that's red, and this, they're all WSC reds. There are 2, 3 of them, but they're the same red with WSC written on them. I can't think of any. I had one supplement shirt which had bodybuilder on it, caricature.
Okay.
That's red. I don't know if you remember that. I used to wear that a lot. It's there somewhere.
But what is this organization? What is this WSD?
This is Welfare of Stray Dogs.
Oh, Welfare of Stray Dogs.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So in South Bombay is Abod Aras. He's been on the show. They do a lot of good work, etc.
I don't think he ever did, huh?
He came on the show.
Did he
I
come?
swear to you. You can check. Abod
Okay.
has been on our show.
Okay, all right.
We've had 2, 3 dog. What's the word? Dog
No, we've done some stuff with dog stuff, right? But I feel like Abod has
people
never
who
been
promote
on.
dog awareness and all that.
Okay.
No,
We
yeah,
have one
Abod
more
has been.
coming up later in the month, by the way.
But we can call him
these-
back. Now listen, we call Mayur back.
Yeah.
So after 600-700, you can come back. I think we should
Yeah,
have
yes,
a
absolutely.
law. After
Yeah.
650, you're free to return.
All right. Let's do one more.
Yeah.
This one comes in from Tarun Kaushik. He asks, Cyrus and team,
Huh.
in school, were you bullied / were you the bully? If not, how would you react when you would meet the bully?
No, I was not a physical bully, I don't think, of any kind. But I may have been verbally. There have been some times when I may have crossed the limit. If people cry and all, I have felt bad. Not always, sometimes. Especially with girls. Sometimes the girls have got upset, and I've never picked up why they got upset till they started crying. So I've had a few of those incidents, and that's not good. That's not good on your record.
No, that's
Because
not
the
good.
intention was not to. The intention was actually to try and flirt in a way and further your career with girls, and then you played the wrong card completely. Because if one girl starts crying or gets upset, everybody looks at you like a vicious killer, and male, female, in between, they all hate you. I got to tell this, and MTV, I have a record. I made 6 producers cry. 6, 1 male, 5 female. And
you were
I
just
didn't
joking,
intend
or
to.
you got like? I don't imagine you shouting at them.
Never.
You were just joking,
Just teasing them.
just teasing them.
Manjari,
Wow.
one of my favorites. I really liked her. She liked me a lot. How she got angry in Birmingham. The drive from London to Birmingham. All we did, me and this other guy called Adam, was Italian accents without stopping. And she was just got angry because of that. And then he dropped the coke on her by mistake because the car, braked or
Oh
something.
God.
And then she got so angry with me and started
Yeah.
crying, said it's all my fault because y'all won't stop talking. And I mean, it's really, from my defense, it's never been that vicious like you think. But it just, man, so many times. Sharmishta, I hope she doesn't watch the podcast. God, she stopped talking to me. This is my 2nd episode of MTVU. She just stopped talking to me because I asked a horrible question, but I don't know why I asked it in out of context and all. We were discussing virginity. And I just met her, and we were all 4 or 5 of us talking, including my cameraman, Ajay Narona, who's a very famous man now. And so we just passed the question around. So I reached her and I said, Sharmishta, what about you? Are you a virgin? And she got upset and started crying and angry. And, it wasn't like really me too. It was like, everybody's chatting. And then the whole shoot was done in 3rd person. Usko bolo, khamba ke aage jana, wahan se PTC kar lo. Not even looking at me. The whole show was shot like that in Sophia College, where we met the feminist herself. I won't talk about that now. Jeru, I think her name was. Yeah. Oh God, what experiences I've had. So they've been there, but not intent. The intent was never to make someone cry, really. Except I think my good producer Vasant. There I was really teasing him, but that's amongst boys you can. Yeah.
Alright.
And they also got to do with sex and wife and this and that. And he suddenly took offense and started fighting and jumped on me. And then they had to separate us. And he had tears in his eyes. He was so angry. I was like, man, bro, where did that happen? We were just pulling each other's legs. So that. but not bullying. I don't think. I've been bullied a little bit, but now we're running out of time and my wife's bullying me. So I'll tell you the next time. Is that cool?
Yeah, sure. I think we're good.
Yeah,
I think we're
sure,
at
sure.
11.
Yeah.
All right.
it works.
Cool.
Okay.
All right.
Bye,
you.
boys.
Bye.
Everyone, please like the stream. Okay, we already.
Yeah, I'm liking right. Okay, catch us on any of the podcasting apps, please. We beg you, we need you. Send us your questions on Twitter on Cyrus Says In, or you can email us, even if you're not female, on whatcyrussays@gmail.com.
2020 is a difficult year. A global pandemic, protests, elections, recessions. You get the picture. What we need is a space where we can have nuanced discussions about global affairs and foreign policy. That's where I come in. My name is Hamsini Hariharan, and I host the States of Anarchy podcast. Every second Tuesday, I speak to experts in the field of international relations to make a little more sense of the world. So join me on the IVM podcast app, website, or wherever you're listening to me right now.
Working Monday to Friday glued to your chair making you feel dull? Worry not. Get your 5-minute weekly dose of travel around the world with Postcards from Nowhere. Join me every Thursday as I explore the strange, obscure, and fascinating parts of the world and bring out facets of travel you may not have thought of before. You can find us on the IVM Podcast app, website, or wherever you get your podcast from.